We're gonna play Exploud in Pokemon Emerald. Exploud is one of those Pokemon. Is Exploud really good? Yes, Exploud is really good. Hopefully you all see how great Exploud is. This thing is an absolute beast. It's amazing. Should be a fun video. Yeah. This thing was so intuitive when I originally played it. Its first time I got, and this is a while ago, I got the time of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 2 seconds. I had 10 resets, mostly to Steven Stone, and I finished the game at level 74, but with a low game time, 6 hours and 48 minutes, which makes it faster than Pokemon like Pelipper, Milotic, Gardevoir. So Exploud is really good, if you didn't already know. We'll talk about why as we go through this run, but yeah, this thing is kind of a beast in this game. I wonder how it's going to do in Fire Red and Generation 4, as well as Yellow and stuff like that when I get around to backporting it. Because yeah, it's so busted. Its starting set is not great. It gets Uproar and Pound, 2 normal type moves, Astonish, a ghost type move, and a setup move in the form of Howl, which raises its attack by 1 stage. This move is the entire reason that Exploud is quite good, because it can raise its attack stat, and normal moves are all physical in Generation 3. So I wanted to see just how much time I could shave off fighting trainers at low levels. So I go into Roxanne's gym without doing too much optional training. I am level 12 and then 13 by the time I beat youngster Tommy. Honestly, look at how badly Exploud is doing against these Geodudes, even after setting up a couple Howls. Like, I go for, I think, 2 or 3 here, and then this level 8 Geodude after getting some defense curls. Actually, I'm going to go maybe all the way to +6, just to see it, 5. But even after some defense curls, like 3 defense curls, I'm like 3 hitting. It's not very good. Also, Uproar locks you in, so you cannot switch out of using the move once you start using it until Exploud calms down. So yeah, it's a little bit sketchy. Okay, so please pay attention for this Roxanne fight. If you're watching in the background, now is the time to pay attention. I'm level 14, and the Geodude does so much damage with a critical hit right away, so I use my Oranberry on the second turn. And then it crits again with a Rock Throw and takes me down to 12 hit points. So I have almost no HP left over by the time I start using Uproar, and it is only doing about a third. Now, I get a critical hit, knocking the first Geodude out, surviving on 4 hit points. Then I crit the second one, knocking it out as well. So I have 7 hit points left over for the Nose Pass. Because I'm slower, it's choosing Harden. Then it misses an attack, misses a second attack. And yeah, she uses a potion. And then it misses a third attack, and I beat Roxanne. I like genuinely could not believe that this happened. Yeah, like, anyways, like, so I did not deserve to win that fight, and that's where I'm gonna take some time to mention the fact that this run is gonna have some really good luck. There's gonna be other moments in it where there's some absurd luck. That's actually, like, normally I think I would have put off this stream and then just done it on a second day if I didn't have time to do the full thing today. But after that kind of luck, I'm like, you know, I'm saving time already just because of luck. Even if I come in with a more refined strategy that's going to be more consistent, I'm not necessarily going to be getting a better Roxanne split, because that was ridiculous. So, yeah, check this out. Uproar, Vital Throw knocks me out. That's the first reset. So, I'm fighting Brawly, even though maybe it doesn't make sense to do this fight, but again, this is in the spirit of, like, let's see how much time we can shave off. I'm not going to do too much overtraining. I just wanted to, honestly, I was doing this run to see, like, how much I could cut out of the playthrough. Then I crit with Astonish against the Machop. Uproar knocks out the Meditite in 1 hit. This is with +3, and then it knocks out the Makuhita, so Brawly's not actually that bad. I think if you're able to get by Roxanne, at least consistently, which I would probably have to train up to like 15 or 18 to do, I have a medium slow growth rate, which is really good for the early game, so that's not a huge investment. I think at that point, you can just fight Brawly. If you have 1 reset there, it doesn't really matter that much either. Okay. Watson. So, you don't use Uproar on the Voltorb. I go for it twice here and then use my Cherry Berry, because obviously the Voltorb has Soundproof. I was probably looking at something else while trying that. I get hit by Self-Destruct. This fight's just a write-off. I totally threw here. It's a fairly short reset. It's not a huge deal. It's like, what, maybe 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. Spark's really annoying. 30% chance to paralyze, and I'm not faster. I'm speed tied with the Voltorb, which is extremely frustrating. If I came back to do this again, I would go to level 27 to get an outspeed on the Voltorb. And I'm gonna like do some training now anyways, just to get up to level 27. Okay, I went to level 29 to get Stomp. Then I can set up with Howl, or knock the Voltorb out, then set up with Howl on the Electric, because it loves to spam its own Howls when you're setting up. And then I can use Stomp to knock out the remainder of his Pokemon. It actually, with +6, I one-hit the Magneton, even though Stomp is resisted, and then just one-shot the Manectric, so really easy fight. Also, when I went up to level 30, I have exactly 56 speed, or I had 56 speed before the speed badge boost was added. So there's the potential to just level Exploud to level 30 for Watson and then just crush his entire team, because it would be so easy at that point. Stomp turn 1, set up 6 Howls, Stomp 3 more times, you're done. You could also go for a lower level strategy utilizing Rock Smash, and just basically knock out the Voltorb as soon as possible, set up on the Manectric, then Rock Smash the Magneton. Okay, go to +2 against Flannery, then start sweeping, knock out the Numel, knock out the Slugma, knock out the Camerupt, all one hits, but the Torkoal has amazing defense, it survives, but just goes for Body Slam, and she Hyper Potions twice, delaying my victory, but I still get it. So, that's that. I think it's probably just fine to run Hidden Power Fighting, and then go for the normal Ghost fighting coverage. Yeah, normal fighting Ghost is amazing, and with Howl, that's like going to be one of the best sets for Exploud. Also, I get confused here. I really wanted to one-hit the Slacking because I didn't want it to attack. Turn 1, though, I can just Howl when it's going to use Counter and then return twice to knock it out. So it ends up not being a threat. Also, if you have... Norman's fastest Pokemon is his Linoon, which has 69 speed. So if you have 70 speed, you'll move first and have a nice battle. Okay. Winona. I don't think Perish Song can affect me, but the Tropius is just so bad anyways that we can just set up here. Like, I get to +3, I'm like, this is enough. We're just gonna sweep. I go for Howl on the Pelipper, hoping that it goes for Protect. Sometimes it uses Supersonic, but again, soundproof, so it's not a threat. +4 is not enough to one-hit the Skarmory, but it's gonna 2-hit, so what's it gonna do? She just heals with a Hyper Potion and then I win. Well, there's an Altaria, but like, it goes down to 1 hit. What were you expecting? Just knowing that I can spam Shadow Ball here is gonna give me ease of mind. Honestly, I went for a Howl, but I don't need it. Shadow Ball is a guaranteed 1 hit on every single one of their Pokemon, even without it. So it's a very simple fight. Juan. I don't know, like, he's so bad. If the Love Disc doesn't confuse you right away, you just set up for free and then sweep his team. We'll get some damage ranges here so you all know how easy he is. Without Howl, I one-hit everything except the Kingdra, which I 2-hit. I think with only 1 Howl, I'm gonna one-hit the Kingdra. Yeah, so I did an extra Howl, just for good measure. Because again, I just played this, I didn't know all my damage ranges. Okay, back to Wally. Another irrelevant battle. It's really weird that the Altaria went for Dragon Breath first turn. Normally it just spams Dragon Dance and then you knock it out. But in this case, Dragon Breath. I was a little bit worried about that. Like maybe Cherry Berry, just to avoid the chance for paralysis there, is the safest play overall. Typically I don't think about my held item against Wally, but in this case I think it probably makes sense to go with Cherry Berry. Is Exploud really good? Yes, Exploud is really good. It's amazing. It also had some exceptional luck right at the beginning of the playthrough. I recommend going back and watching for it. Okay. Brick Break for Sydney. I use the White Herb here to prevent the attack drop from Intimidate. In this case, I believe I have one-shots on all of his Pokemon. Yeah, without anything. I'm just over-leveled at this point because I used my rare candies before Tate and Liza. You wouldn't be that over-leveled there if you hadn't done that. And I don't even save before Phoebe because I know that with Shadow Ball, I'm just going to be able to sweep her team. Plus, I get one free turn of Howl because of the Dusclop's propensity to use Protect on the first turn. Now, this does not give me the one hit on her Sableye, but I have a 47% chance to knock it out in one turn. So it's not guaranteed, but it could set up double team and be annoying, but overall, it's okay. If I had had 2 hits on the Dusclopses, that battle would have had to be more Howls, and would get a lot riskier, just because you don't want it to set up Curse, and you also don't want to get pressure lowering your PP, so that once it's depleted, I can't obviously use Return or Brick Break against Ghost types, and I want to keep those 2 moves on my set for the late game. Glacia. This is kind of similar to Phoebe. She loves to set up Hail on the first turn, which doesn't really synergize well with the rest of her team, so as long as I have enough damage to knock out her Pokemon, I'm going to be fine. In this case, 76.6% chance to knock out the Walrein with 1 hit. And I got it. Easy. Yeah, if there was a Flamethrower TM in Generation 1, Fire types would be really good. Like, really good. They're already, like, good, but they would be exceptional if there was a Flamethrower TM. Especially if it came early on. Like, in Legacy Yellow, there's a Flamethrower TM in the Rocket Hideout. If other Fire types got that in Yellow version, that would be so good. They'd be so busted. Like, Arcanine would be redeemable. Okay. Drake. Because he has Shelgon and you can set up on usually first turn with Howl, it's fine. You can then just sweep. Even if the Salamence takes 2 hits because of Intimidate, it's fine. That's another reason the White Herb is good in that battle. If the Shelgon doesn't, like if the Shelgon just goes for Protect, you knock it out without it lowering your speed with Rock Tomb, then once you get to the Salamence, you don't get the attack drop. Okay, Wallace, here we go. An hour and 12 minutes when we're going into this battle. It's a pretty good time. On track for one of my best Emerald playthroughs to date. So I'm going to damage the Wailord to take it down to red health. Then on the turn that he uses a healing item, use Howl, and then knock the Wailord out. This is to bypass massive damage from Water Spout. After that, physical damage for the Tentacruel lets me 1 hit, but the Ludicolo gets the most ridiculous critical hit with Surf, taking me down to 29 hit points. So now I'm in the red for the rest of the battle. The Gyarados intimidates me. I go for return and it doesn't knock it out, so Earthquake takes Exploud out. Like if the Ludicolo didn't crit right there, I would have had enough health and I would have survived the Earthquake and then knocked it out. Ludicolo is one of the worst Pokemon to go up against. I hate this thing. Howl turn 1, yeah, but that's risky because sometimes it Water Spouts. It's like, it feels to me like 50-50. 50-50 Rain Dance or Water Spout. And you don't want the Water Spout. If it Water Spouts turn 1 and you went for Howl, you'll be sad. So the much safer play is return right away. Or a move that's less powerful. Anyways, Wallace, he's not a problem when the Ludicolo doesn't get a critical hit. It was literally that critical hit that made me lose. Just because Ludicolo is so awful. Worst thing ever. Yeah, Ludicolo is like... It's amazing. And now, we're gonna go fight Steven. Rest counters toxic strategies, and it doesn't have the same liability as Substitute because the Skarmory deals decent damage with each hit. If we go to the Skarmory's damage, each hit deals between 23 and 27% damage, so you like alternate Substitute with Howls to do that. And in this case, since Steel Wing is doing so little, I know that I'm only going to need 1 rest, and I get all the way to +6 before using rest once. So, and then also the Skarmory misses a ridiculous number of Steel Wings. I think it misses 3 here. It misses the next one too, yeah. Uses a full restore, that's annoying. Maybe I should have gone only to +5 for this fight so that I would 2-hit and he wouldn't use the the healing item there, but either way, I one-hit the Armaldo that's next, and then Brick Break is actually decent against the Claydol, because you just break through its screens and it keeps trying to set them up, typically. In this case, it goes for Earthquake, then he heals. Just barely didn't have enough damage there, but then I crit the next time and knock it out. So, yeah, easy. 4 times damage for the Aggron. I can just one-shot this thing with Earthquake. Then, Cradily, Brick Break, super effective, knocks it out in one hit, and that's all that's left is Metagross, Earthquake, and it's done! Its first time, I got the time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 2 seconds. I had 10 resets. Exploud clocks in with a time. 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 3 seconds with 4 resets at level 72. This was a game time of 4 hours and 56 minutes. A little bit more. 4 hours and 56 minutes and 30 seconds, but I rarely talk about the seconds for the game time. Even though the game does record the seconds, there is a metric there. They just don't show them to the players. Well, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope this was fun. I will see you in my next stream.